this shot up, can you see my shoes, or I'm just asking? I'm just asking. Oh, you don't know? You don't know. I'm scared. What do you see?
You see everything.
Oh, you see everything?
Uh-huh.
Like how, I mean, like, you can leave it, but you got the whole shot?
Not that side.
Okay. Can you see the plant at all?
You can see this plant.
The whole plant?
The whole plant.
Okay. Hey, I'm just curious. Can you see the bookshelf?
A little bit.
Nice. How's the lighting? Should I bring the lamp down, or? No, it's good?
Yeah, that's good.
Right on. You got yourself in the shot? As long as you're in the whole shot, you see the whole tuffet?
Yeah.
For sure?
For sure. You see everything. Well,
nice.
except some
Can you see the ugly tripod legs? Oh my god. I heard this funny joke about Star Trek today about where this light being called the humans ugly bags of salt water.
Ugly bags of salt water.
Yeah!
Like death breathers.
Why death breathers?
Because there's a meme about since we breathe in oxygen, it's killing our organs. So there was a phase one time where everybody's like, oh, you gotta eat antioxidants to protect your organs. So there's somebody who was like, made a meme of talking about we are death breathers. We breathe in our own deaths. Yeah.
So you're telling me that as we breathe the air, it kills us?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
So we are the cancer to the earth.
Yeah. Well, basically my interpretation is somehow we came from a different planet and we're lice, and somehow we jumped on Earth.
We're lice.
Yeah, and Earth can't get rid of the lice. We're the lice.
And that's like the flesh-eating bacteria, like, creating itself.
Yeah. And we keep on reproducing.
Right on.
So. You just.
I'm gonna get squirmy. I told you, I'm squirmy and, concerned that there's armpit stains.
This chick.
Hey, man.
You buy me ice cream.
You
man.
buy me ice cream.
No, you buy me ice cream.
You buy
I'm
me
just
ice
trying
cream.
to feed my cat. It's all we're trying to do is feed our cats.
I'm just trying to feed my cat.
So, what does what
you want to get back?
You want to do?
What?
What do you like to talk about?
Oh man, I was definitely tempted to return back to some of the private conversations that we have had and bring them to the surface. Particularly, especially, I guess, Walmart came to mind. Well, how they followed me on
Instagram?
Twitter.
Walmart followed you on Twitter. What'd they say to you?
They didn't. I don't know if there's any record of any conversation. I'm sure I could look that up. But that did kind of alarm me, and I did post a photograph on Instagram when I gathered that information. But at the same time, I recently noticed, I believe that they now follow 700 people instead of 4,000. And then it was also interesting to see, the communities. I don't know, man. Some people just want to, look a blind eye away from what's happening. I can't help but see the MK Ultra and people like Britney Spears.
Yeah.
And I have such compassion for her, and I feel so bad for, the handlers and the subconscious, and just...
But the handlers are the ones that, kind of do that to them, in a way, because they all get selected, remember, Brittany Murphy? Her husband was, the handler, because when she died, they didn't have no use for him, so he died. And then in her last movie, her character dies in the bathtub. She dies in the bathtub.
Kind of like Christopher Reed.
Yeah.
I was just recently talking about that, and like also Joker.
Mhm.
I forgot his name. Keith Ledger.
Yeah, Keith Ledger.
Stop, bruh. I mean, don't stop, but like, I don't know. And like, this happened shortly after I made an announcement. Yeah, I made the robo-bees comment. Sorry, that sounded like a buzz to me.
I
and it
know.
kinda freaked me out. I'm like, Sarah.
But that's weird that it fell. My buddy.
Yeah. My ex is my butt.
They're all aliens here.
Being out of Cancer to the Earth with Georgia Guidestones.
Georgia Guidestones just want people to die. And strangely, it's just another stone that was made. Ow, my knee started hurting.
Yeah, I tried to. Oh, now I remember why we started this. It was because I started discussing active denial system,
Mhm.
the 5G, and how it's a military grade that makes your skin feel like it's on fire and make you have to move and react in electromagnetic ways. It's a military defense mechanism. And I mentioned Lockheed Martin.
Wouldn't you say
That's who they are to me. Whoever Lockheed Martin is talking about, they, in their Logan, them. And DARPA.
Wouldn't you say, because this is a thing with military is super, super advanced, and once they release things to the public, they don't use that equipment no more. So they already use 5Gs. They are, wow. Hey, buddy.
I mentioned that to you earlier as well, though. How, like, when my dad talks about, a lot of people talk about this, like, you can pay attention to, the things that they're releasing now, they've known for 5-10 years, and the public is just now allowed to know.
Well, like, what I'm saying is, like, 5G, they already use that. They don't use that. They got higher advanced stuff. So they are already
Sarah,
use
stop it.
So
Like,
they already been infiltrating with
I
that.
know, and I can feel it. I can see what they're doing to the iridology, and I can just feel and witness and see how, certain stimuli has manipulated my subconscious mind and make me behave in animalistic, habitual behavioral patterns that aren't of, like, the highest order and what's best for me.
It's just like,
But it's, like, addicted.
I know somebody who used to be in the military, and they already, at that time, it was a really long time ago, like a long, long time ago, before half of us didn't even exist, and they already had satellites, like satellites where they can just zoom, 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 and they target politicians because of the military complex of what they want. Like right now, what we're going through of Iran is now just suddenly like hitting certain ships off in the ocean and stuff. For what reason?
I also, like, can't help but wonder, though, how many things are set up to seem like this person or this community did this.
Well, it is.
And instead it's like someone doing the Trojan horse thing, where it's like...
That's just what basically is. That's what World War II was about.
Hold on, there's a word for that. Like where you hire a company for, like,
White helmets.
I don't know that term.
That's not a term. That's actually a place. Okay, I don't know if y'all remember. It was like maybe 2 to 3 years ago, someplace when it was. What was it? What was that place? Oh man, what was that place? It's out in somewhere. Anyways, one person, they said that they did like chemical bombing, but you've seen a whole bunch of like people with white helmets, and it's actually a group, white helmets. Somebody hired them because they're trying to take out somebody else that's in power, so they're using those tactics. Like,
Hold on, I forgot. Like, you're driving me nuts. Like, the word is driving me nuts. I have, like, a splinter in my eye because I know I've seen this. They're, oh my god, it's like a crisis actor.
Yeah.
Crisis actor companies, and you can prepare your country to be ready to handle the crisis, so you can, like, enact it so that way you can have preparation in your city.
Yeah, like they do
country.
drills in certain states and stuff, like in California and stuff, where it's like military comes in They have a place, I forgot which they have a city, like it's in one of our states, and it's a city, and it's literally built up just like American suburbs, and military actually does drills and stuff in there, like as if they were wanting to do martial law or something like that, busting down doors. Isn't that crazy? And then you have this aspect, like if y'all...
It's like Tank Girl, I can't...
Have y'all watched Gray State?
Nope, not me. What's that?
Gray State was a movie that these people were going to produce, and it was about martial law and everything else. But here's the kicker.
Oh, what's the kicker? It never came out? Ugh.
No, the producer somehow did a suicide murder. He killed his whole family, but killed himself. And his friend that knew him, that worked with him, that was helping him produce this movie, said he wouldn't do that. And like the crime scene and everything looks ridiculous.
Yeah, stop it.
I mean, just
I know.
about it.
I know about these things, you know? I know about these things as well. I know a lot of people that have had their murders downgrade to suicide just so the city's statistics looks better, you know, that it's a safer city. And I know everybody wants you to be all shut up and hush-hush about this and pretend that our world is one way, instead of conditioning the people to be better.
Well, I'm not hush-hush, it's just...
Not you.
I know, but no, how I see it, it's just awfully suspicious. Somebody just, I'm gonna decide, I'm talking about the government, but I'm gonna decide to do a murder or suicide. Or it's awfully suspicious, I'm gonna have my hands tied behind my back, but I'm gonna have 2 bullet holes in my head.
I know,
But I'm considered a suicide, you know? Or it's considered a suicide.
Well, I mean, honestly, like, if you tell the story like you're telling it, does that not sound like the story of that person? There's this person who goes crazy and says the military and the government is this, and then suddenly they blow their brains out and all their family. Everyone would be like, yeah, see, they were crazy. See all that? Just, it's nothing. It means nothing. Mm-hmm. And except for the lives that are actually knowing that soul and knowing that whole family and knowing the truth.
Yeah, no.
I know, something doesn't feel right. You can feel it in your bones.
Well, it's just like... I question things, so I look deeper. I don't just go, oh, well, that person just died, whatever, everybody dies. You know,
everybody dies!
It's just like I look deeper into it, like, you know, certain actors and actresses or certain high-up people just all of a sudden drop dead. Like, that's just like, you start to question things. Like, it's just like...
What about the Unabomber?
Him, that was like a really set up for him. It was,
MK Ultra.
Yeah, it was all kind of set up for that. They used him. They used his image. That's what they have to do. That's what you consider a false flag. They use his image. They have to. This is
you count people as false flags.
Well, yeah, because this is how they get you. Like how we, for example, how we start hating on like, what was his name? Saddam Hussein. They used his image. They posted. If you watched the news at that time and all that, all you saw was his image.
Kind of like Trump right now.
Well, it's how to.
It's subliminal brainwashing, just like Clockwork Orange. I would love to rewatch that movie.
And that's what they do. They post it. Boom, this guy is bad, and everybody's like, yeah, guy is bad. And the same thing of with that.
They live. This is so they live.
No, they live. What he did, they had sunglasses, and every time like they...
But that's what Bird Box is too, is the blindfold. You can't see, it's everywhere.
Well, yeah, but they put on the glasses and start seeing like say there was a sign that says, oh, buy this Coke, and then you put the glasses on.
Obey.
Yeah, it's like obey, this and that, and then you start seeing these other people that got weird faces, and you're
yeah, because they're part of the Matrix.
Yeah, well,
the red dress ladies, basically.
Yeah,
in that movie.
They were like actually the ones that.
So like artists have been trying to subliminally let us know. Listen to Locust.
Yeah, listen to a lot of things like OTEP. OTEP was good before she got actually famous, and then she went on.
I'm so glad you said that name. I was trying to think of, like, who's that chick metal band?
But she went.
I can't believe you said there's another one, too. There's Kitty. I loved Kitty.
Yeah, but OTEP, well, after she got actually kind of famous, she didn't follow through. Like, you were all about war, but then when somebody else is about war that's like that you think is good, you don't talk about it. Like, that shows like a different side. Like, she was all like,
I don't know anything about this, to be honest.
well, she was all against like Bush and stuff like that. Like, oh, war. But when another president did it,
All right, hold on. Your pause. I got subliminal feelings here. Exactly. Like, is she just like, is she like what you're talking about, the white helmet? Is she like one of those that she's saying this story?
she could have been. Cause I mean, she got famous out of nowhere. Cause somebody heard her one time sing, and she's like the only girl that can actually.
And then they used her as a political representation.
And then she fights with a whole bunch of guys. Like, literally, she has like, nobody don't really like her. Like, she kicks out all her band members and everything. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to talk trash about her or anything.
Because of the rumors.
Yeah, like, but no, she really did. Like, she got in a fight with Rob Zombie before. Supposedly, in one of the articles I read, like, she really has like hatreds against guys or something like that. But I don't know. I don't really follow her much anymore or anything like that, because like she like kind of sold out in a way. Like, you were all about no war and all that kind of stuff, but when somebody else does it, that you like that president, you come finding them, like, you like march to their tune. It's like, okay, now you kind of cross you out. Like, you're gonna stand for one thing, but then when somebody else does it.
Are you saying say one thing and do another? Am I hearing that story right now?
No, I'm saying if you're on the path of no war, but when somebody, like, say, okay, I'm on the path of no war, and you're a president, and this person was a president over here, but they wanted war, and then you come in and
you're losing me in all this. This whole thing just feels staged, and I just.
Well, I'm trying
not
to.
Politics, polyamorous. Ticks, like parasites.
I'm not in.
And it feels like a big wrestling show to me.
I'm not in politics. I'm just saying, like, the whole. If you're going against war, but then you're gonna praise somebody else who's going for war.
Right.
You see what I'm
saying?
saying?
Say one thing and do another.
Yeah, it's just like
different narratives.
Yeah, it just kind of ticks me off. Like, you want peace, you come with peace. Don't sit there and go appreciate somebody else who likes war too. You know, killing innocent people just for oil or.
That's called a bait and switch, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, you say I'm all about peace, but then to promote war in the final actions.
Yeah. So. And then what else? I mean, what else? Some crazy stuff. Like aliens.
You want to talk aliens, some Sumerians? Did you know the word soma in Sanskrit is a Sanskrit word? And soma is also a part of the nervous system.
Well,
SOMA, and soma is also a bra company. And the bras, they cause a lot of damage to the liver for females.
You know, they made a clothing line of Odin, which is so funny. It's all like workout clothes and stuff like that. And it's like, it popped up on my stuff, and I just find it funny, like, why would y'all make product? But all religions come from aliens, though, in my opinion. They do. I mean, think about it. Because everything's
and
always.
Humans are aliens.
Well, everything always points to the sky. If you think about it, points to the sky. I mean, and then you think about it, like.
What's that guy's name?
What's that?
He's a rocket scientist.
Which rocket scientist? Like the one that won.
He's a Nazi.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about. That's why it's so funny, because he popped up in my mind.
I know, I can't think of his name.
I can't.
He's a Nazi scientist who has a grave, and it's etched the Bible verse about the firmament.
Well, that's the whole reason why
He's a rocket scientist. And then everybody that studies remote viewing are Scientologists, which is an alien religion.
Well, that's why we went to World War II.
I hear Uncle Frank in my head. Religion is for people who don't know, while faith is for people who do.
Yeah, but then like also it's funny like why we had that well, we went to World War II not to save the Jews but to take their scientists, the Nazi scientists.
Okay, Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
You haven't seen the movie?
Mm-mm. But the whole point of we went to war. That's all what we went to war. We wanted to take somebody else's stuff. Like even when we went to the Vietnam War. You know? All of that.
One World Order, Federal Reserve, One World Order, New World Order, Brave New World.
Brave New World, and that's why they sing that in Pocahontas.
Do they really?
Yeah. Think about it. Why
Maybe
they
a whole
sing
new
that?
world?
Yeah. Why they sing that in the song when they were getting conquered by the colonies, the Native Americans.
Wait, A Whole New World is actually Aladdin.
Was it?
Yeah.
I
can show you the world.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can hope in your eyes.
That real story is messed up, though.
They're all really messed up stories, really. They're old fables.
Yeah.
What time does the computer say?
It says 5D7.
Yeah. I want to cook up some chicken, bro.
Cook up some chicken.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
going in cups.
Listening.
Getting the squatty pots. I want a squatty potty, a squatty potty.
Yeah, I want to talk more about
Coincidence theories?
Yeah, coincidence theories.
I love coincidence theories.
They're always interesting.
I like to think. I like to think about things and possibilities that could never possibly happen.
Oh wait, did I tell
Oh!
on
Oh!
on here about?
Hopefully this is still going.
I think so. Yep.
Yep.
Did I put on the record about Sarah Winchester?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I did have the honor of walking outside there, and I would like this too.
Well, okay, so when I was out on my vacation.
Yeah, she started telling me some stuff that I didn't know about this, by the way. So if I could meet this lady, the kid, if I could meet the child who has done the ancestral healing, yes, please, let the light of the Lord shine down on us to come together and make this magic happen, because we are walking the path as well as healing the ancestral lineages, especially for the female generations, and what Sarah could heavily go into healing the divine feminine within the masculine inside the men and in the women. And yeah, please start off first at the top with how like some of your understanding on the cruise, and then
Okay, so I was on the cruise, and then it was hard for me to have alone time, so I finally got alone time. So I was tired of reading, so I decided to waste my mind away.
oh God, does that mean play on the phone? What does that mean?
No, I couldn't play on the phone.
Oh
That
my
means
God, what'd you do?
I turned on the TV, and
That's what that means. Turn on the television.
But
that was a funny way to describe turning on the television. Good job. I wouldn't have expected that. Most people don't talk about television like I do. Okay.
But this is how like spirits can work through you. So I turned on the TV, you know, I'm flipping through channels.
No, so you're saying they're messing with your mind?
No, it actually, I mean, I'm pretty sure
Well, because if they're showing it on mass television, letting everybody know that, hey, you can access your ancestral lineage stuff.
Well, I guess so. I mean, that could happen. I don't know. I'm just, this is let me finish my story.
Just getting hyped on the edge of my seat here.
So I sit there, I'm flipping through channels, and I come upon this one channel, because there's really not that many channels. Half the time it's about the boat or watching the boat or something like that. Like, yeah, they have all...
You don't make having a cruise sound very fun, man.
Well,
I'm just being funny. Okay,
they
go
have
ahead.
like cameras or where you can see people and stuff. It was really creepy. Anyways, yeah. Like, you have, like, this deck where the pool is.
It's really creepy.
And then they have a video, like, they have a camera where you can turn on your TV in your cabin to watch that area. I don't know. It was creepy.
Ooh, whoa.
Yeah. So, anyways, so I'm sitting there. I found, like, just this only channel that plays, you know, whatever. And it had, like, it was, like, it had this movie on. And it was, like, in the... I don't know where it was. It already was playing, so I was sitting there watching it, and I didn't know what it was about. And then I started seeing all like the door, the like house had all these weird kind of fixtures and multiple rooms. Some rooms lead to nothing. Some stairs led to nothing. And this dude was, I guess, supposedly supposed to help her out or something. And then I'm sitting there watching. I was like, why is this reminding me of Sarah Winchester's house? And then eventually they go, oh, you meet, you'll eventually, like, it was a guy, like, talking, or it was a woman talking to this guy that was supposedly supposed to help her. And she was like, oh, yeah, Sarah Winchester. And I was, like, sitting there, and I was watching it, and there was, like, supposed to be a horror movie, and ghosts were popping up. And then I was like, I got done with it, and so I turned it off and went outside. And then I started thinking, it was like, I was like, hold on, well, Sarah built this house. She did all her like little mini inventions and stuff like that. But she built that house because of the fact that anybody that dies from a Winchester gun comes visit her. So, and I was reading Heather's book too, and it was not even Heather's ancestral book. It was the Starlight book. But, so, I was sitting there thinking about it, and it was, she subconsciously, internally knew what her father made was a Winchester, a gun that kills people, weapons or manufacturing things that hurt people, destroy countries and everything else. And she knew that she was taking on her family lineage's karma. So she built this house to try to get these ghosts and all their problems away from her. But she internally knew it, even though if people thought she was crazy or not. But how powerful is that when even back in those days, we was still trying to heal our ancestors, even though some of our ancestors were making mistakes for us here today to fix that. Isn't that crazy? Like, think about it. All these other, like multi-billionaire families created all of that. Even what are they called? The Rockefellers, like, their son getting killed by going over to see those head shrinking people.
No way, man.
And they can't. Well, they think he got his head shrink, but they don't know. They can never find him, so they don't know what happened to him. Or they just somebody wanted him dead.
Well, I can think of his QHH team.
But I mean, it's just like a crazy of how, like. I mean, if anybody's spiritual, like, everybody's spiritual. It's just if y'all want to tap into that, I mean, sometimes it's scary. Some people shut it off because people don't want to see what's on the other side. I mean, sometimes we see a glimpse of it, and sometimes it scares a lot of people. I mean, it does, because sometimes some people see the darkness, you know? But it's like, if you see, like stuff that is creeping you out, like when you go to that other veil, that just means that you have the power to fight them all off. You have that, like, that's in your chart and everything else, like my chart, the underworld, the darkness. I've seen a lot of stuff. I have a lot of shadows, a lot of shadows. Not like shadow, like in shadow work. No, like shadow people. You can even look them up, like black-eyed childrens and all that stuff. Shadow figures. You know about the black-eyed children?
I mean, I've seen them in scary movies.
No, it's people talk about it.
Really?
Mhm. I mean, ask Michael, Alex Jones.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
God, Infowars.com.
Yeah.
God, I can hear him right now. Michael, if you're watching this right now, we love you, dude.
Yeah, we do.
We need
But
to all
yeah.
chill. Like to eat and chill.
Shadow people have, or shadow, they call them shadows.
Can't stop messing with me.
I mean, that's what you saw when you were a kid.
Yeah, I guess that's exactly what that was. And then
I'm-
it's starting to scare me because I started seeing like things again in dreams and stuff. So I was just like, oh my god, not again.
I mean, I saw them when I was a kid, and I still like remember exactly where I was. I was in my grandma's house, and there was a hallway. Like, here's the kitchen, here's the living room, here's a hallway to her bedroom to the bathroom. And every day I saw a shadow figure go from her room to the bathroom. And it's creepy too, because when I was a kid, I always liked the bathroom. I don't know why, but I always liked the bathroom. Like, that's
It's
like
my private safe space.
yeah, that was my private safe space, even though, because I slept on the floor with my mom and my brother, because it was only a one-bedroom apartment. So, but that was like my sacred space. That's where I created all my ideas, and half of my ideas somebody stole from me, but I never actually physically told anybody. It's like those shadow people were taking my ideas, you know? And I used to think that. I used to
Bro,
think people...
stop it. You're freaking me out. Like, I know, I've told you that. I think that was before we were on camera where I was telling you about.
Yeah, you did.
I was telling you about the NSYNC dolls that I saw in the music videos, and I remember thinking they should make them, and then suddenly they came out. I don't know, dude. I know just some weird stuff. I mean, I know that it sounds completely insane,
I know.
but it's nice to hear, like, somebody else actually had that thought as a kid, like, whoa, that's weird.
Mhm. Like, I mean, a lot of y'all probably had that happen to you. Y'all just don't want it to happen to you.
Right, like my...
Y'all are so afraid of, oh no, like, I don't, you know.
Well, there's a simple one. Have you ever thought of a song, you turn the radio on, and there it is?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you think of somebody, they suddenly call you, and they show up?
Yeah. It's just like...
Stop, you're gonna bug me out, man.
It's just like... It was 1 year. I know I was around probably 19 or 20. And you know what one song that constantly played? Rihanna's Rain song. And every time that song came on,
I don't know what song that is.
it rained.
Mm.
Every time. Like, it was... And it's so funny, me looking back now on it, it was probably subconsciously programming everybody of how...
Oh, bros! No! Stop it!
Well, you have the window open.
I know, but it's deeper than that. You know it.
And then subconsciously programming us about how they can manipulate the weather.
Yeah.
Cloud seeding and...
$100,000. Make it not rain on your wedding day.
But this is before 2012, too. Wow, little bird was...
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I want more bird feeders.
But yeah. And it's just like if you see a lot of certain birds, like red cardinals. Those are somebody's spirit. That's somebody that was deceased that was bringing you, bringing you courage and love. If you look at it, look up what red cardinals are. It's always a past ancestor.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, let me check that other book real quick. Because I forgot that almost even happened.
Or it's for somebody's looking for some kind of compassion from you. You constantly see red cardinals.
Aww. Someone needs your compassion and loving attention and has flagged you down to get it. Stop right where you are. Observe your surroundings, then notice the sensations in your body. This is a very creative time when it's best to heed your intuitive guidance and how to express this creativity. Add color to your life, in your home, environment, your yard, and in your choices of clothing. This is a good time to make fresh exploration of the religion you grew up in with your eyes and heart open. I want to look at the power animal. Power animal, for some reason, says you have a past life connection with the Catholic Church, lightly in the upper echelons of the priesthood. You stand out in a crowd. When you walk into a room, you brighten it up without even trying. You have access to a powerful feminine creative energy, and you are able to listen closely with your intuitive guidance. You much prefer stable living situations, so you tend to stay in the same place for long periods of time. One of your primary purposes for being on this planet is to bring color to this world.
You kind of, we're both wearing.
I know, the red. And then I might as well give props out to Stephen Farmer here and for like God showing us that bird right now. So call on cardinal when your life or the world around you looks rather dreary and you want to add some color. You've moved around a lot and want to settle down in the place for a stretch of time. You want to improve your diet and be more careful about eating the kinds of foods that are healthy and that your body requires. And you want to listen to your intuition more closely, but you're not sure how to go about it. Ooh, cardinal.
Yeah.
Wow. Red Jay. Wow. Dude, my hand is so itchy. That bird song.
Birds flock together.
They do love singing.
Well, they said, well, birds, their singing is at a different vibration.
What?
Like when we, like how Flight Boss goes, that's a different vibration than everything else. So they sing at a higher pitched vibrations because they're at a higher pitched vibrations because they fly.
Yes.
They are in their own spaceships.
Fly. Right when you said fly.
Hmm?
The fly showed up the second you said fly.
Yeah, and it went out.
Yo, I'm itchy in the hand.
I'm gonna get a sanitary napkin real quick. It's so beautiful outside. Sanitary napkin.
Ugh. Buy me ice cream.
You buy me ice cream.
I buy you ice cream?
You buy me ice cream. I bought you ice cream yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. I buy you ice cream. I think we should go get a tub.
Tub. I like the lavender one.
Me too. You get a whole tub of that lavender. How dope would that be?
It'd be dope.
Yo, look at that dope scar. I don't even know what happened. That's the sad part about like most of my injuries and my scars. I'm like, how'd that happen?
Same here. But it's okay.
Oh, I can't wait for acupuncture. Oh my god.
Set that.
I asked permission to record.
Yeah.
Yep. The sounds, if you only knew the healing chanting, like the things that I learned through my experience. And yeah, the reminder of the EMF energy, and I felt it, and it was just amazing. I need to go back. I cannot wait to go back. And I'm getting to go back on the 26th, which is a Wednesday, and I was born on the 26th of a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Source has all these perfect timing things for me.
Yes, it does.
Aligned.
Thursday. Thursday.
Thirsty?
It's Thursday today. So I was born on Thursday. It's born on Thursday. Vicious. Boom.
But the numerology just freaked me out, you know, the 26th, and it's a Wednesday, and that just happens to be when everything aligned. So.
So yeah. What else you want to talk about? What is on Trina's mind?
Man, Trina's beating MRSA, you know?
What's other than that? Because you talked a lot about
I know,
that.
well, that's really bothering me about the MRSA is that it's, like, still low-key in the system, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it's expressing itself in the lymphatic system. And then, yeah, as we discovered on my ear, which later on I would absolutely love a small little video of you using the professional light and doing that. Oh, man. I was almost laughing. I'm like, maybe there's still blood back there.
What's else on Trina's mind?
There's a sense of pride in my battle wounds. Like, there's a huge ego part of Trina that is like, yeah, that's right. I had fallen in love 15 times, and all 15 times my heart was ripped out and handed back to me. Example.
So you like the swords in your heart instead of taking the swords out of your heart?
No, I always take them out, but like apparently I collect them. Like I collect the swords, like apparently. It's like my thing. I show myself that I'm all powerful because I survived all of these things and I avoided all these things. Does that make sense? But I also like torture myself. It's complicated. It's like the Buddhist thing. There's like a Buddhist thing that like they keep themselves in suffering because like they don't believe in indulging in the worldly pleasures. Like, have you ever read about that? How they don't have sex and they don't eat sugar and they don't, like, they truly withdraw themselves from earthly desires and save themselves for the Word of God and purify the mind instead of being ego monkey.
Your left eye was like trying to pass over.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I just can see it in your eyes. It's like
Try not to cry type thing or what?
now it's like having like a film, but there's like no film there, but I can see this film
Mm-hmm.
like going over that your left eye.
I'm a chameleon.
A chameleon.
That's why I was a green lizard. Think about it. There's many faces. Can you not see me doing different? I'm reptilian. I can change form.
Reptilian.
I mean, that was just always a joke because basically, like, yeah, if you look at all the productions of photography of me, like, you'll see me change form. Like, from mermaid to fire breathing to being with animals. Look!
Those are females.
That's why they're darker.
You don't want me to look you in your eyes.
You can look me in my eyes.
No, you.
I know. I just have a lot of splinters in my eyes, man. You know what I mean? You ever been tainted by your past and just been so angry and sad and like so not in control of what's happening to you and feel like such a little suffering little beep, you know, little whiny baby who has no control, nothing.
Yeah, you're like if I was to do scrying in your
Yeah, my
eye.
emotions are just going to all these deep dark places.
No, this one is trying to block me off, but this one over here is open. Yeah. No, you're trying to, your masculinity's opening, but that's fake. I need to see both of them. So.
But the makeup is also fake. And like degrading God's creation, like saying I'm not pretty enough and like.
And all these, look how subconsciously you're hiding yourself.
I am. I know how I am. I know I'm masking. That's why I'm like, I'm autistic, but nobody's like, yeah, you are.
But no, you're hiding yourself from me. Yeah, like you like putting your head down, like, It's not like the camera. I'm just like
I know.
pointing these things out, like, cause you know what I'm doing, and you're just like, no, we're not going there.
No, but I need to. You know I need to.
Mhm. Yeah, see, you're suppressing.
I'm suppressing so hard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to act like I'm fine. I'm fine.
We're not gonna make this show about that, though.
Right. That's what I'm doing. I'm just like, I'm fine. I have no
It
choice.
just comes when it least suspected.
Oh,
so.
I know. It's just it's idling there, you know.
Well,
That's why
no,
I was like,
with
I want to
me-
produce songs. That's why I'm like, can I just sing about it, and then I'll feel better. Like just
Well-
sing the same songs that millions of people before me have sang,
No,
and then sing it.
I'm talking about when I do shadow work. It just like comes out of nowhere, and I just start delving in.
Yeah, it's really funny that you say that because that's what happens with me. Like I'm not in control. I'm like I'm God's monkey, as Uncle Frank says. I have no control when I'm gonna be able to help you.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm just grateful that I'm in that opportunity that I can help you. That's His words too, you know.
And that's what it's like. That's what I'm battling. It's like how if I would to go and sit there and do shadow work with people, how can I be that open? Because it just can't. It
I
doesn't.
do have to keep an eye on the clock because I'm supposed to leave at 6:30.
It's 6:21.
Yeah, of course it is.
So it's just like.
Am I good or am I good? Like I'm like. That's a 9. Tesla is my number, man.
Mhm.
He is my number. He is like, Tesla has my number. Man.
But-
Like,
It's just like it doesn't come like if you like sit there and somebody go, oh, do shadow work with me. It's like that's not how I work, and I gotta break that because it doesn't happen all the time.
right?
It's like when it's least suspected, like what I was about to do to you. Like it was about to do some shadow.
I know, and I also opened up that portal for it. I believe it works both ways, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So are you down to make some plans to do? I can cook up some chicken. I would love to cook up some chicken.
Why don't you cook up some chicken and get them?
That's what I'm saying. Like give you some time to do some stuff if you want. Yeah, you can do your thing. Use a tripod, make your own stuff. Be mindful
Oh yeah.
that it's everything.
Definitely.
It's so hard though to be the witness all the time.
Mhm.
To like watch yourself be like, hey, did you see that thought? And hey, go back thought. No,
Mm-hmm.
that's not welcome here.
Yeah.
Why do you feel and think that way? That's not right. That's not true. Why do you talk to yourself that way? We gotta talk to ourselves and our feelings in a way that makes us feel good. Like I was taught that, like in Qigong or Tai Chi or something like I forgot which one. But they would like warm up each area and show it like love, make you touch your face, make you touch your hair. I know it sounds cheesy, but literally like that's how it was. Like you had to like really get the chi going, so like get in touch with yourself.
Well, it's more of how to teach of knowing what your body is like.
The
doing,
sunset right now.
Yeah, like when you're like doing like even when you're like scanning your body, it's just a different.
This is the best time to film right now, just so you know.
Well,
Like
we're still filming.
I'm just
so-
letting you know though for future reference, like, 'cause this room, yeah, I forgot how the sun like hits in just the right ways.
Mhm.
My Ricky, I took a call. This is gonna be the plant healing room. I'm gonna add more plants in here. More plants. I need to name these peace lilies. And yeah, I think the table needs to be brought in here and ceremony needs to be held. But this is definitely a shadow work healing room, if you haven't noticed.
Well, shadow work is part of healing, so
I know, but this is definitely the room that.
you can do any kind of healing.
Have you noticed that though? This is that's the open healing to the world room, and like this is kind of like all of the dark parts.
Well, no, this is more of like this is a
Roots.
very intense part because now it's in a smaller. It's more intimacy in a way. So that's how you're supposed to do shadow work is a more intimate way because that's your most trauma. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you still can do light healing and everything, but then it's like if you say if this was a building,
I'm closing this up, yeah.
if this was a building,
Right.
the outside will be, well, the inside, like this one, you will bring them first here to get the shadow work done. Then you take them to the, loving light to clear out
Right,
some
right.
things, and then boom, you send them on. You know? You know what I'm saying?
Midnight.
Mm-mm.
I gotta go for a ride.
You gonna go for a ride?
Yeah, I gotta go. Bye bye.
I gotta go back. Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye. Bye bye.
Bye, ice cream girl.
I got book study.
Book study.
Book study
Book study.
about Jesus for the nails in his hands. Book. This is Bible. Jesus book. Bible. This is book, but Jesus book is Bible. Fun. So you have fun.
I'll have fun.
You wanna say bye?
Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Okay, bye now.
Jai Bhagwan, namaste.